limb or a wet disc brake or something. Probably just an old mining road that they used to connect to some other more trails or something. Like there may be an old trail cut up there in that creek. Head's itching again. Started riding exactly. If I had known this was this long, I probably would have stopped the footage and then turned it back on when we got to a trail. Now that's like a local trail. Back there, I don't know if it shows up on camera that well. Yeah, they'd be more like this. Like this rough. For the most part, the whole way. As you can see what that looks like. I'm going to go over here. I'm not going to climb that. That one over there looks pretty rough too. Much, but I'm going to give you a general idea of the kind of stuff I'm talking about, because right now on a 300 maybe on that Rancher, don't want to flip it back. It may be very hard to get a good grasp of just how steep and rough this stuff gets, but this is a unmaintenanced trail. That reminds you, doesn't look like anybody's been up through here lately, but you can imagine why. Oh my goodness, I'm trying not to get all that dirty. But you can get a general idea maybe just how bad that gets. 300 maybe. 300 might be able to handle that. Yeah, I think 300. At least to that part up there. I don't want to climb all the way up there, but it's pretty steep. Pretty steep. I don't know how else to demonstrate it. But you see, this don't go around, it goes up the mountain. So, yeah, I don't know about that 300 or 420. I mean, it's not that it wouldn't. I just don't want to risk flipping it, because this is one of these uncertain, especially once you get right there. That next one, get pretty vertical. And it's gonna spin too, and them tires, it's wet and it's rocky and loose. I don't know. Now a side by side with a long wheelbase with a flatter tire, I don't know if radial. You risk once you get there it flip and probably come this way, potentially roll this way. It's pretty steep. That gives you a general idea. Now we grew up riding on stuff like that, but you know, 41 versus 20 to 25 years old. I used to weight lift too, so I was conditioned. But I wouldn't take a brute force 750 up through there. Like I said, a Honda 300 with good traction tires. Yeah, I think she'd do it. Maybe, and a Honda Foreman 400 with good tires. Not oversized tires, stock size tires, but better gripping tires. Yeah, that right there would be, if you wanted a challenge, that right there would be it. But hey, keep in mind, you start flipping up there, you may flip till you get down here, and you do not want to be trapped inside a side by side if it starts rolling, especially if it's side to side. A dirt bike, yeah, dirt bike, you can always lay that over to the side. I mean, it still might throw you off, but this one needs probably some wheel spacers and them bear claws and a skip plate. But buddy, it starts getting steep up through there. Let me try to turn that camera up there, see if we can get an angle. It gets steep up there. Coming down, it's a risk too. Believe me, I know. I've seen it tried. I've been there myself. That's the kind of stuff you don't want to get stuck having to come down or having to go up if you can't go back the way you come. Something down in there needs something. I don't know if it's wet or what. We'll have to take a look at that later. Now there's another one that's not too bad. But that right there, no. Not today's, my friend. And this is coming from somebody with 30 years experience. Certain machines would be, you would lessen the risk factor, but even with just about any machine I'm aware of, that's going to be something you do not want to really try unless you don't care about destroying the machine or tearing it up or something. If you extend the wheelbase too much and you don't have enough ground clearance, you're going a high center, that's going to put you in a bad position. But if you get too much ground clearance, it's going to put you where you're going to flip back. So that's what I'm saying, is some of these roads get to where, yeah, you don't want to try that. that needs some work done to it to make it more practical. You might be able to, there may be other ways around up to that spot, but oh, I'm sure there's people who think they can make it, but I mean, and I'm not saying people can't make it. I believe with the right machine that and the right tires that I could, but I mean, you know, I don't know that I would try. It's just, it's a gamble, really is. So sometimes there's stuff that you think, yeah, I should be able to do that. And then it gets a little more challenging than it seems, and vice versa. Sometimes stuff looks really bad that, you know, you can make it on, but we're not going to do that because I don't want to flip my machine, and I feel like that's a very high probability with this machine. I mean, I guess you got to know your limitations, and you know, somebody might be able to make it. I mean, like I said, I probably could with the right machine, but I just don't have that machine. And the thing is, if something went wrong some way up through there, you know, you can bail. The machine, you know, might not be able to save the machine, but, you know, it's not a $8,000 2025 either. I worked hard and long hours to pay for this, you know, by the sweat of my brow. My heart's not attached to it, but still, you know, that's just not really mature and responsible. That's not playing hard, that's not being wise, is what that would be. I mean, if it was an emergency situation, maybe, but my goodness. Now, I don't know if the camera will do it any real justice, but I'm just casually riding. Another thing is that road, you might make it up that section, but it may go all the way to the top and it may get worse or be about the same. There's no, there may be no turning around, not in something like that. I mean, I assume this is the Hatfield and McCoy trail system, but it's hard to tell. If you happen to be on this trail system and you're on this stretch and you see that, you can take a look at it. I strongly advise you don't try it. So at the end, it's your decision, but I strongly advise that you don't try it. I mean, if you have a dirt bike, it's not too bad because you can throw it on, you can lay it down, you know. It's easier to bail out off a dirt bike. I mean, you still get hurt, but it's safer in that regard. I mean, it'd be rough because it's pretty slick. There's a lot of rocks up through there, and on a dirt bike, you're probably going to be like that all the way up through there. I mean, and getting a run and go, you're going to be hitting it with some speed and momentum, and it might kick you back. I mean, if you make it, I mean, congratulations if you try, but I don't advise it because there is always the chance of injury of some kind. This is the trail system. It's muddier than I prefer, that's for sure. I didn't wear boots or pants or anything, so I'm trying to avoid getting muddy. As long as we see no entry, we're still on the Hatfield McCoy trail, but I haven't seen much of that. I'm pretty sure this stuff washes out when it rains hard.